Hello again, guys, and welcome to yet another Tyranny tutorial, because the last one didn't end up working as smoothly as I thought. I thought I'd do one giant in-depth tutorial on the character creation, the history, the attributes, the skills, and the conquest, and then get into gameplay to show you the world and interactions with characters and how to play the combat. But it ended up taking absolutely forever, so I decided to split it into two videos because this really just wasn't working. So in this video, we're going to be going solely over combat and interactions with the world and characters and dialogue, things like that. We're not doing any of the other character creation stuff. That's all purely subjective. If you want to see it, you can check out the other video. I go over attributes and skills and ability trees and spells and stuff, but it is long, so pardon me that. A reminder, if you haven't seen the other video, that this is a purely casual tutorial. I'm mostly doing it for a couple of siblings who wanted to play this game because I heaped praise on it for years, but got totally stuck on different areas of the game, so I decided to do one huge in-depth tutorial. I have played this game 6 times, and I'm working on my 7th. Not this character, I just created him in the previous video as an example character, as a filler character to create this tutorial with. But yeah, this game is absolutely full of anything and everything, and even on my 7th playthrough, I'm coming across things that I had never, ever encountered before. So there is no right or wrong way to play this game. You can build your characters and your companions however you want, you can fight your combat however you want, and choose whatever you want to choose, either for roleplay reasons or anything, you know? And, you know, the whole point of Tyranny is that you make actions depending on the best of your knowledge, and you deal with the consequences, good or bad. There is no correct way to play it. There are no more pros than cons actions. Everything has its pros and cons. But I already went over that in the other video, so I'm going to try to limit that. Okay, so very basic functionality first. So we're going to go over our top bar, then our sidebar, and everything. So in here in the top, we have inventory, which can also you can click I to open up your inventory. We have character sheet, which you can open up C for the character sheet. We have talents, which I believe is T. Yes, T is for talents. We have your journal, which is J. We have reputation, which is R. We have your spell creation, which I don't remember the keybind for. We have your spire, which we have not unlocked yet. We won't unlock for a while, and there's a pretty hefty tutorial on that in-game, so you guys shouldn't need my help with that. We have our missives, which is not M. M is map. You can bring up the map, so I don't know what it is. We're going to go ahead and click it. And we have our world map, which is not the same thing. This is a world map. And we have the in-game menu, of course, which is escape, you know, basic stuff. So I'm going to go over each of these real quick. So inventory, you all know what an inventory is. All your stuff goes here. You can see your character panel here. You can equip, unequip items here. You can click settings here on your character and change your portrait, your banner, your voice, and your armor color. You can see your stats here, your accuracy, your character recovery, your weapon, your attributes, your skills, and your armor. I went over all of those in the other video. If you guys need any of that, check that out. You can skip around the video, I won't be offended. And then we have the character sheet, which this is where you can see your attributes, your weapon skills, and your support skills, and any active effects that are on you. Your stats bars are all here on the side again. Talents, as I mentioned in the other video, there is a talent tree. There's the leadership tree, which are buffs and debuffs. The defense tree, which is mostly, well, what it sounds like, big and tanky defensive. The power tree, which is meant for extremely high damage, not necessarily that fast. The agility tree, which is meant for very fast damage, lots of dodging. The range tree, which is meant for throwing javelins, bows, and stuff like that, which is what we have because we have a javelin. And the magic tree, which are meant for magic abilities, which are not the same thing as spells. You have your journal, which of course you all know what a journal is. You got your quests, biography. This was all created in the character creation, and conquest. But you can go ahead and read all this once you've created your character and see their biography. The encyclopedia, all sorts of information on anything and everything here. Character statistics, combat mechanics, afflictions and injuries, boons, equipment, locations, lore, and tips. So anything you guys need, it's right here in the encyclopedia. Notes, which you can create. You can keep notes on characters. You can keep notes on side quests. If you ever are taking time between playing or you just need to remember something, you can put them down here. Remember that you will not be able to access this during dialogue, so don't try to do that. Your records, you basically, you know, records. And tutorials, which, yeah, there are tutorials for a lot of things. If you ever need anything, you go here. Reputation, we have no reputation information yet. You will gain and lose reputation. There's fear and, what is it? Loyalty. Fear and loyalty with all of your companions. That will affect how they interact with you and will even unlock skills for you. And then for factions, there is not fear and loyalty, but I can't remember what they are, but they're the exact same thing with different names, and they do the same thing. Spell creation. So this is what I was talking about before. I don't own any core sigils, so I can't show you guys how to make one yet. I will unlock one in this. I think we're just going to do this beginner area, which is basically a tutorial in itself. But the way that it works is you will pick a core sigil here, which is like frost, atrophy, vigor, fire, lightning, you know, those are the cores. And you'll have an expression. I have an expression. The sigil of focused intent, and that makes it a melee one, very low range. And then you have accents. Now, accents are used to modify spells. We have, oh, well, whatever. This one increases accuracy, this one increases range. I don't remember all of them. There are a lot of different ones. And every single additional modification you put on a spell increases the amount of lore that is required to equip that spell. We can't go into Spire yet. We won't in this tutorial. It's got a pretty good story on its own. Missives. So over the course of the game, you will send and receive missives. Make sure to check this anytime it has a little notification indicator on it, because you will not want to miss that. Alright, now here down on the sidebar, we got your character sheet. You got your skills. Down here we have our talents. Oh, so that's what they're referred to. Sorry, not skills, talents. Thrust, heart shot, hobble, concealing shadows. Every single character in the game has the thrust skill, basic melee damage skill. You can get buffs to it in the ability trees, the talent trees. Concealing shadows, which we unlocked in the conquest. You guys can check out the other video for that, and then the other two abilities that we chose in character creation. Spells, don't have any. Combo abilities, which will be combo abilities that you and a companion have to perform together. They're very powerful, but they require rest. Artifact abilities, which come with artifact items. We have not found any, so we don't have any of those. Reputation abilities, as I mentioned, have enough fear or loyalty with companions or factions, and you will unlock abilities. Battle stances, which I don't think this will unlock one going down this ability tree. Talent tree. Yeah, some of them do unlock stances. Weapon sets. So we have our current bronze javelin equipped, and we don't have another one, so it would just be unarmed. Weapon sets are here. You can have up to 4. You have to unlock the others. You can unlock them in the talent tree, I believe. Unarmed. Hell yeah. No. Look, we got a javelin here. No. Just a one-handed, not a one-handed and thrown weapon. And we got rose leathers. They come with the opportunist. Do we want more armor, more deflection, and more recovery? Hell yes. Very nice. Damn, look at that chest. Now we're gonna go ahead and put this in the party inventory, because I'm probably just gonna sell that off. Okay. So this lady wants us to talk to her, but before we do that, I'm gonna go back here. And at any point, you can click, yes, zoom in, zoom out. You can click tab, and it will show you everything you can interact with. You can go ahead and hit that. You can read information all over the world. Sometimes this will be important. There will be things you need to read and notice. Don't worry about it. If you click it and don't have time to read it, you can just click it again. Or we're going to come down here. There is a little secret back here, not everyone knows of, that I just spoiled, but don't worry, it's not a big deal. You do require to have 21 athletics to climb down safely, otherwise you will have to jump down and you will gain a wound. Wounds are debuffs that will go away with rest. So we're going to go ahead and climb down because we got a tanky boy who's got athletics. You can hit tab and you can see if things are lootable. This one is locked, but luckily we have enough subterfuge to unlock that as well. Over here we have a little table. We do not have enough lore to see what is on the table. We can examine it, we can read it, but we do not understand it.
Can't do that.
That's mostly for mages. We can loot this. We can put it in our inventory or in the party storage. I'm going to put it in the party storage.
That wasn't so hard.
A topaz. Sweet. Pool of blood. Oy, oy, oy. And yeah, did you guys just see that there? Subterfuge +1. So the way Tyranny skills work is you will get better at skills by using them. So you remember that. That's very important. Alright, let's talk to her and get along with the tutorial. Aurora. Kairos the Overlord be praised, and we read all these stuff in the tutorial, so if you guys wanted in the other video, so if you guys want to know more about that, you can go do that yourself, or so you can go watch that, sorry, or you can play the game and see it for yourself. If anyone's interested in a walkthrough of the game, I'd totally be down for that. So if anyone would prefer that, if they don't want to play the game themselves, if it is way too much, if there are too many paths, if it's too daunting, or you just don't have the time or money or whatever. Or if you're just not interested in the one having to make the decisions. I know a lot of people who don't like interactive story games. I'd be interested in doing that. Alright. Kairos the Overlord be praised. When I heard the avalanche, I feared the valley was sealed with you on the other side. The disfavored warrior claps her gauntlet to her breastplate, the traditional salute of her legion. So, very, very, typical RGB. Why do I keep saying RGB? RPG, dialogue. We were told a Fatebinder was coming, and though our commanders will not say why, it seems obvious. Graven Ash and the Voices of Narat can agree on nothing, least of all battle plans to wipe out the Oathbreakers. So green means that it is something related to the conquest. Orange just means it is general info. So this is conquest stuff, so you guys will have to go and, you know, watch the other video for that. Actually, it wouldn't make sense because you guys didn't see the end of the conquest in that video because the video was getting extremely long and lame. Maybe I'll edit it in. Who knows? But yeah, you'd know what the Oathbreakers were if you saw it. I trust you bring orders from Tunon that will break this deadlock. Alright, so as you can see here, we have a lore check. So if we didn't have 20 lore, we would not be able to say this. We do have 20 lore, we can say it. Note that just because it requires a check does not mean that it is always the best option. Sometimes maybe I don't want her in on this knowledge. Maybe it's none of her business. Maybe I'm better off keeping that little bit of information to myself for now. Or, if she is a loyal soldier and I plan on working with her more, I can do that. I can gain some loyalty. And remember that you gain lore by using lore. So by using this, I would get some lore points. So I'm going to go ahead and say that. You gain 31 lore skill experience. Your senses sense more than mine, good Fatebinder. I do not pretend to know much about such things. But if it was Kairos' magic and you are here on important business, well, you don't have to be the Archon of Secrets to guess that you're here to proclaim an edict. What does Kairos have in store for the enemy? 10 years of festering plague? An edict of twisted bones? Well, we could just... Oh yes, glare silently. I found that funny. You can actually go through the whole game just glaring silently at everyone without answering them, and people will start to take notice and the dialogue will adapt to that. It's pretty funny. So again, you can just choose to not disclose it with her. I'm going to go ahead and say, I come bearing an edict of Kairos. Our soldiers will complete our task or die. And she's going to complain the edict of the devil against us, yada yada. This is all dialogue stuff, which is all story stuff, which you guys don't need me to tell you about. So I have this setting on. You guys do not need it on. You can turn it off. For the sake of tutorial, I have turned the setting on. Some dialogue options will gain or lose favor or wrath with factions, or loyalty and fear with characters. And this, as I mentioned, this is a reputation I mentioned. It will alter how you interact with those factions and those people. It will alter your dialogue and sometimes even your capabilities of what you can or cannot do within a certain faction. And you will also unlock skills from both Favor and Wrath once you get to a certain point in those. And then here we have a Subterfuge tech. Your first instinct is to blame the Scarlet Chorus. No wonder Kairos resorts to an edict to enforce order. Ooh. Let's go ahead and say that, because we're impartial. And story stuff, you guys can play on your own, or I'll do a walkthrough or something eventually, but, you know, I don't have to read that all to you. Alright, so combat starts, for reasons you guys don't know, because I skipped all that. So this is not a turn-based game. It is real-time with pause game. So you can hit spacebar at any time to stop time. And you can use that to strategize what you want to do, what you want your companions to do. So right now you can see she is in combat with this guy here. And this indicates that they are currently engaged in combat. And if one of them was to walk away from the other when they have those lines connected to them, when they are currently in range, they would get an attack of opportunity on them and get to hit them for free. I'm currently farther away, I am moving to them, but since I got a javelin, I can instead use a skill. I'm going to go ahead and read over these skills. Thrust is just 20-second cooldown, 8 to 12 pierce damage, which is based on my weapon. Heart shot, 20-second cooldown, 10 to 15 pierce damage versus their dodge because it's ranged. It can set bleeding for 21 seconds versus their dodge. Has an accuracy of plus 20. It can be used on bows and thrown weapons. The hobble skill does 8 to 13 pierce damage, so a little bit less. It will hobble them if it hits. So notice that the heart shot has to check twice, once for damage and once for the bleed. The hobble shot does not have to check for the hobble. If it hits, they will be hobbled for 31.8 seconds. We're going to go ahead and hobble shot him just so that if I do enough damage to aggro him, he won't come at me, because I'm not worried about her getting hurt. She's fine. And we're going to unpause. So this right here is my, what's the word for it? I suppose it's basically your cooldown. It is affected by your quickness and your equipment. What you are currently wearing, your armor, your weapon, they all affect your recovery. So this here is your character recovery. We have a base of 1 second recovery, so that's really fast. Melee, our weapon recovery time is 1.25 seconds. And ranged, it's 0.75 seconds. Our armory is adding a 1.8 second of recovery time, and our shield is adding 0.4 seconds of recovery time. So everything that we wear weighs us down a little bit and makes us attack a little bit slower. So this little circle above his head, above my head, I don't see hers for some reason, but she has one as well. It depends. It shows when you will hit again. So I can go ahead and select this and choose to hit him with it, but I won't hit it until that empties out.
I got it. Take that!
And I'm just going to continue to throw my weapon because that has a faster cooldown than melee, so I'm not going to come into space to use the thrust skill. Into range, my bad. With more companions, facing more enemies, there would be a lot more metagaming to do. I'm going to go ahead and pause. Should I use this? Yeah, he's not in the red zone yet, so I'm going to go ahead and hit him with the heart shot again. There would be a lot more metagaming to do once you are facing... Oh, fuck, I missed. Once you're facing more enemies and you have more companions. Let's go ahead and use the hobble if I didn't miss that in time. Yeah, there we go, I got it. Hey, I hobbled him, and I got some damage off. He's going for a cleaving strike, but I think we might be able to kill him before he gets it off. No, he's going to get that off. Alright, so he did some damage there. I don't... Oh, she is injured. I'm not sure she even can die. She can probably overpower him on her own, so I'm not worried about it. Alright. Let's check further along the path. Yes, indeed. Alright, so we have a fallen enemy. We can loot him. He's got a potion of protection, plus 2 armor for 300 seconds, and a whetstone, plus 2 armor, 2 armor penetrated by attacks for 300 seconds. We'll put those into the party inventory and keep moving. Alright, we can see some fighting here. The avalanche is blocked. I think you can fit through the rubble. I can do you one better. I'm a strong boy, so I can move the boulder with my 30 athletics and roll it right over one of the disfavored. I'm going to go ahead and pause here and start setting up my skills. We have 2 people. He is targeting this guy. I'm going to go ahead and target this guy too, because I think the faster we get one guy down, the less damage we're going to be taking. I'll go ahead and hobble him so that he cannot come at me. Oh, auto pause when combat starts. Apparently combat did not start.
Heads up, we have company.
Here we go. And we're going to go ahead and heart shot him. Continue. At any point, if you're just waiting around, if there's nothing you can do, you can click the plus button to speed up time, the minus button to slow it down, and recast that button to set the time back to normal. Since I have all my skills on cooldown, I'm just waiting on auto attacks. I'm going to go ahead and hit the plus button to speed up time.
Take that.
And you can still pause, reuse your skills
On it.
while time is being sped up. So convenience, it's great. And remember, you don't have to pause to cast skills. It's just convenient because you no longer times to cast it. Go ahead and loot her. She has a Sun Soldier's Javelin. We'll go ahead and take that. And let's compare it to what we currently have equipped. More armor penetration, better recovery in the melee, better accuracy in the melee, better DPS in the melee, but less DPS in range. I'll go ahead and use that so that it makes my thrust skill more viable. Oh, and as you can see here, we have quick items. Sorry, I forgot to go over quick items. These quick items are down here. You can also put them in your casting bar, so you can cast them with the numpad or whatever you use. And if you have these items in your pockets, you can quickly and easily use them in combat without having to open your inventory and get to them. I generally don't use them because I don't need to, but I do recommend, especially for beginners, having some health potions on each character. And you can easily and quickly cast them from there. I'm going to go ahead and put the other 10. You know what? Nah, I'll just leave it off. I'll save those. I don't need them. Let's talk to this man. Oh, sorry, I'm still paused. Don't bother with me, go down the pass. Drastus. The soldier clutches his gut and winces. You can see a hint of entrails between his fingers. Ooh. You're wounded, and it's not trivial. No, it is not. He laughs through clenched teeth. This but a scratch, 'tis but a scratch, 'tis but a flesh wound. I've seen twice his works 10 times over. He doubles over in pain, gagging and shivering. If you let me help. I said I'm fine. The soldier moans and shakes his head. Graven Ash protects. I went over that in the other video. If you guys are interested, you can go check that out. Or you can play the game yourself, or I might do a walkthrough, whatever happens. But we're not going to go over story, stuff like that now. We're just going over gameplay. We go on and help the others. Alright, so he's going to be fine. We're going to keep walking. Oh, there's a body here. We loot that. Just, Waking Death will revive when defeated for 120 seconds. Damn, that's pretty nice. Alright, let's keep going. Alright, we got a story moment here. This is going to be our first companion.
And catch me, worm.
You can tell because she's voice acted. Alright, so she is Scarlet Fury. That's important, but we're not going to go over that because this isn't a story video, it's a tutorial. We're going to skip everything everyone has to say. We're going to join the battle. Alright, so now we have her as a playable character. So this is Verse. She is a Scarlet Fury. She uses a bow and dual wields daggers. She's currently dual wielding daggers, and since we've got a javelin, I'm going to keep her that way. She has battle stances. This one takes away from her dodge and parry, but adds bonus damage equal to her next attack, equal to 50% of the damage received from her attackers, which is currently none. 3 Whisperers gives her additional dodge, and Seeking Sheath gives her more accuracy. We're going to go ahead and put that stance on. She also came with some stuff in her quick bar. Rot Spear, Enraged Affliction for 120 seconds, gives her 4 mites. So basically she goes crazy. And Scarlet Poison, which I believe you put on your weapon. Yeah. Which will poison enemies versus their endurance roll. Alright, so I'm going to have her switch to her stance. I'm going to go over to us and have my Hobble still on cooldown. Oh, we got a combo skill with her. Blood Soaked Stone. Coordinate with Verse to knock your target prone, then follow up with a strong bleeding attack. We will cover that because those are important. I'm going to go ahead and stick with the same tactic, try to burst down people so that there's less damage overall. I'm going to unpause.
I'm not here to make I see it.
Alright, she has set into her new stance, so we're now going to control her skills. Skewer. She deals 2 damage because she thrusts both weapons, penetrating armor. I'm going to go ahead and have her do that to this guy here, so we can try to burst him down. Very nice. Do I have a hobble skill up? I do, but this guy's nearly down, so I'm not going to waste on him. I'll go ahead and have it put on her and let Verse finish this guy off. Verse is a very, very light unit with very, very high recovery speeds. That's generally how you build her. Build her deflection armor, not base armor. High recovery speeds, but obviously you can build her however you want. You can make her a mage. You can build her into lore. You can really do whatever. You can even hire someone on one of your aspires that you get later who can retrain all of your characters. So honestly, go crazy. Just try to make it viable. Alright, looks like we missed. Getting kind of frustrated with missing. Now that we have this new javelin, I'm going to run over and have us do the thrust skill. And she can continue to hammer at this guy. Verse is taking some damage actually. So after that hit, I'm going to go ahead and have her pop a lesser healing potion. And that does not count as an action. It goes through really fast. Well, sorry, it does count as an action, but it goes through really fast. And she can continue to fight. You can see she is much faster than us, but that's okay.
They won't even get close.
She also has, all your companions have a set AI you can change, or you can activate or deactivate. I'm going to go over the side panel now that I have her. So here we have left click to toggle the party's AI, right click to change it. So you can turn it off, and then you have to command them. Or you can left click it to alter it. So you cannot, well, you can set yours, you can enable or disable each individual character's AI behavior. Then you can set your character's behavior. Passive, the character will not react to being attacked. You have to control them. Defend myself, so if I'm attacked, I'll defend. Defend my party, so if the party is attacked, I'll defend. Or aggressive, you will actively seek out targets, even if death is close. And then for each of the companions, they each have set attack styles. Obviously, you can change them to your heart's content, but each of them have behaviors that they are intended for. You can set them to none, which they will not use any of their abilities. They'll just use basic attacks, depending on their behavior. You can set her, because she comes with dual blades and archer, you can set her to work as an archer. She will attempt to fight from a safe distance. Set her as a blade dancer. She will attempt to fight in melee. Or you can set her default, and it will just try to do whatever the AI thinks is best. So I'm going to go ahead and put her on blade dancer, because I want to be melee. And generally she will, sorry, I want to be the range, and generally she'll do blade dance. She'll do it anyways, this way. Alright, with that out of the way, yeah, she swapped her stance to dodge. I don't really mind. She can do whatever she feels like she needs to do. And that is why she needed the dodge. Okay, we'll finish this guy off. Alright, easy. I think we're going to get some more dialogue here. Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and just skip this. There's a lot of talking to do here. It is really interesting stuff. The most important part of Tyranny... Okay, I'm going to let her finish talking. Okay, she finished talking and said that. Well, the most important part of Tyranny is the exploration and the dialogue. There is so much dialogue. This thing is it's a book, okay? And that's kind of the main point of the game. There's so much lore, there's so much backstory, there's so much depth to all the characters. You want to do all the talking with them. But for me, for this tutorial, we're going to skip all that. We're going to join the battle.
Yeah, no reason to.
We're going to loot corpses. Yes, whatever she wants. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and loot. We get some new stuff. Lesser sigil of reaching. We do not have enough lore to read that. Some hide. A healing potion. A Scarlet Fury helm. And the Sun Soldier's javelin. I'll put those all in the party inventory. I already have one of these, so I don't need that. How good is this helmet? Deflection, recovery, accuracy. How about her? She's not wearing one, so I'm going to go ahead and give it to her. You can also choose to hide helmets. So, for example, this looks dorky. I'm going to go ahead and hide that. Look at my luscious hair. I can hide hers too, but no one wants to see that. So we'll just leave the mask on.
You got it.
Alright, oh yes, and also backspace to really quickly select your entire party, or you can drag to select them, or you can, I believe you can individually select, yes, using control, so basically like you are browsing your files. And also, they will regenerate outside of combat. As you can see, she just healed up. One more thing I want to do is go to her quick thoughts. So I'm going to go ahead and take these off and give her the remaining healing potions, because she is taking a lot of damage because she's squishy. Oh, we got a few more. We'll go ahead and put them on us. Alright. You can only hold 10 in one slot at a time.
Right.
So you can just click to move around and it will automatically orient you depending on your formation. You can right click to rotate your formation. Let's go over these real quick. So we have stealth toggle.
They won't see me coming.
Which we're not going to be using. Select all party members. Yep, I went over that. Camping supplies. Camping will remove all runes, will remove any fatigue, and usually remove any buffs or debuffs. In general, we have, excuse me, formations. So you have your block formation, your diamond formation, your line formation, basic stuff. And it will automatically orient them, or you can make custom formations, which I personally prefer. You can right click it to edit it. You can set it however you want. I'm going to go ahead and set myself in front so that I'm taking the aggro, and set her behind me so because she's squishy. Yes, I want to be playing ranged, but I can back off myself. I want their attention because I'm the tankier one. Alright, so we're now set up. Let's go. We're getting something here from the conquest. This is all story stuff, so I'm just gonna skip through all this. You guys really ought to walk through a play yourself, because none of this is gonna make any sense in my context of what I'm doing, because I'm really just skipping all the story things. So this guy is a signature Tarkus Demos, so I'm gonna go ahead and show off our combo skill on him. It does require that both of us are together and doing it.
Heads up, we have
See how it goes.
What a rush!
As you can see, Tarkus Demos took a ton of damage from that, but he didn't actually fall like she was supposed to knock him prone, and that is because, as it mentioned in the other video when we went over debuffs, some characters are immune to that. So he is in fact immune to that. So he did not fall over, but we did do a good amount of damage to him, and he's bleeding. So now that that's over, I'm going to go ahead and let's put a hobble on this dude back here. Actually, he's got a javelin, so there's no point to that. Now let's just go for damage. We'll go thrusts and hit Tarkus Demos, and I'm going to just leave verse to do this. Okay, never mind. That's not working very well because she's not using skewer. Do not ask me why. And yeah, she can keep targeting that. We'll finish off Tarkus Demos.
Not a problem, boss.
We are taking a little bit of damage, but not to the point that I'm actually worried about it. And why isn't Verse doing anything? Oh, defend party, right? No one's attacking us, so she will not actually act. So I have to order her. Alright, go ahead and attack him. Alright, and they are down. So combat is fairly simple. Basic isometric strategy RGB. We have a situation on the cliffside. They have the commander. Alright, we're on the way. But first, we're going to take some time to loot the corpses because we're in no rush. Falx and some broken stuff. We got some heavy armor. Hello. Alright, Vendrian Guard, a heavy bronze armor. Increases armor, lowers recovery. Since we're a tank, we're going to go ahead and take that, because we're not concerned that much with recovery. Is this better for you? Yes. Does not increase her recovery, which is very important for Verse. Very nice. Alright, let's get going. Remember, Tyranny is a game of exploration outside of tutorial. Make sure to always look around at everything, read everything, do all the dialogue options, everything. So we are now in a story point in dialogue. This commander has been captured and he's being held at knife point by this rebel, the Oathbreaker, and we have to decide what to do. So we get a lot of options here. We can ask him to release a prisoner. We can bring up a conquest thing that happened before, which will not make sense unless you guys saw the other part, the other video. Except this probably wouldn't make sense because I skipped over all the story stuff because you guys did. That's not part of the tutorial. That's just story stuff, and I don't want to spoil anything. We can go for an athletics check that we succeed here to lower our weapon, and then charge forward and wrest the knife from him when he's unprepared. We can choose to attack, and there are a few different things we can say that will actually change the favor and wrath we gain with Scarlet Chorus and the disfavored. I think that's kind of funny. We're going to go ahead and call upon our conquest, what we did in the conquest, and try to placate him. It seems to work, but it seems that the disfavored have killed him anyways, and we're upset about that, because story reasons that you guys don't need to bother yourself with, because, yeah, you know, story. It's all subjective, it's all relative. You guys ought to do that part yourself. Alright, so we have successfully saved him. He has a handful of crumpled parchment. He cannot read, so we're going to read it. It's recruitment material. Story stuff, not relevant to the tutorial. Spoilers. Alright, so dialogue's over. A few more things to check out in this beginner area. First, we're going to loot his corpse. Quick finger bangles, haste, +1 quickness, very nice. We might give that to Verse. A sigil of distant impact. We do not have enough lore to read it, but we can hold on to it. How much would this affect us? It would not not affect us at all. How much would it affect Verse? It would increase her accuracy a bit. Why would it increase her accuracy? But yeah, alright. Why'd it come off? Go on. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, whatever. Okay, so maybe it's because, I don't know. It increases her accuracy. I'll take it. Body. Ooh, we've got some heavy boots. Gonna go ahead and put those on. Are these boots better for you? Plus deflection? No, they take from her recovery. We don't like that. There's something going on here. We will go ahead and talk to them, see what's up. Ignore the thing I just clicked that made the pop-up there. That was an accident. This is more story stuff, and this stuff does have consequences. Favor, wrath, all that good stuff. Conquest thing, I'm going to go ahead and say because more dialogue that I'm not going to bother reading to you guys because it's all story stuff. And we're going to go ahead and execute him because he's an Oathbreaker and we execute Oathbreakers. Okay, so, I believe there was something. Yes, here we go. There is an interaction with the world here. So this here, I believe, will be an athletics check to climb this rope, and I think we have enough. We do have enough athletics to climb this rope, and by doing that,
have a look here.
we gain some athletics, which disappeared too fast for you guys to see, and then by seeing this, we gain some subterfuge. So things you gain skill experience by doing things. Potion of invisibility, very nice. There is yet another one over here. Yeah, there's another one I get up here. I doubt I have enough for that. Remember, you can hold tab at any time to see these. Stuff, magnifying glass to read things. She knows a thing or two about that. Story stuff, we're not going to talk to you about it. You can loot things, whatever. I'm going to go over here and talk to the shopkeeper. Shush about your story stuff, don't want to hear it. Okay, so shop. So each character has their own individual inventory, which you can fill to your heart's content. There is no constitution. This does not slow them down. And then you have the stash. This is your party stash. And we're going to go ahead and sell everything except we're going to keep those scroll things because I would like those for future mages. And we get 35 bronze rings and 58 copper rings from that. That's pretty sweet. I don't think he really has anything worth buying. But every single... almost every single trader will have the basics. And then there are specialty traders. In Disfavored Camp, for instance, there's one trader who deals in bronze weaponry, while another one deals in iron. Iron hits harder, but it's much slower. So, trading is extremely straightforward in Tyranny. And it doesn't really cost that much, so you don't have to worry about spending a bunch of money on something great and then getting something better. I really don't worry about it too much. Don't stress. Just play your game. Do whatever you feel is best to you. Alright, and I think that is all for this. This tutorial was much shorter. We just went over basic combat stuff. This is Glowing, which means the first one to speak with us. I'm going to ignore her because that's story stuff and we don't bother with that. Oh look, Tarkastos is hanging on a post here. We're going to finish him off because we want to. Story reasons. Not even going to bother reading the dialogue because story reasons does not pertain to this tutorial. Let's see if we have enough athletics for this check. We do. Alright, so we can climb up here. We can, we did not have enough subterfuge to unlock the box, though. So that was pointless. Alright, so I think that will be about it for this tutorial. Basically, just showing you guys, checks and conquest reminders and stuff in dialogue. Checks while interacting with the world. How to view the world. All of the different, tooltips and pages, and basic combat. So out here you got the world map. There's a Disfavored Camp, which is where it's supposed to go next, but we're just gonna stop there. So yeah, I guess that's it. That's basically the tutorial. It feels weird. It feels like there's more. I don't know. I guess, you know, you kind of, it's very simplistic, but you make a lot out of it. So, yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. It was probably long and very needlessly full of me talking about random things, or repeating myself over and over again, and I don't even know if it was that helpful, but I really hope it was. I really hope that everyone else gets a chance to enjoy this game, because it's really a masterpiece. It's, on so many standpoints. I could go into the philosophy of Tyranny, but that's a whole other video. A couple of people have already done video essays on the philosophy of Tyranny. It's just a really great game, and I do encourage you to try it out. And I hope this helped with anyone who did not know how to play it. So yeah, that'll be it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm not going to go over the basic YouTube banter of, if you liked this, hit the thumbs up button. Subscribe for more content. No, there's probably not more content coming. I might do a walkthrough of this later on, because I know a lot of people aren't really that into playing the games themselves. But for now, that is all. And this is mostly intended for, like, siblings and friends and stuff, so I don't have to care if it's low quality. So, yep, that's it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you when I see you next time. Bye.